Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's B360 Inner Circle Hangout. I hope you have been having a wonderful and successful week so far. All right, so without waste of time, we'll continue with our training today, building up on our webinar presentations because I've been observing us do our webinar presentations. I've been observing our flyer designs, our publicity, and then even to the Zoom presentation itself, the webinar presentation itself, finally. But I'm still observing some gaps in our design. I think last week we started looking at some designs because the success of your webinar starts with your design, your flyer design. It is that flyer that will um, get you the publicity that you need, that will make people aware that a webinar like this is going to come up, and then they will show up. Now, a badly designed or a poorly designed, maybe, let me not use the bad, let me say a poorly designed flyer might not catch interest and make the person want to stay back and read the information on the flyer. But a very catchy flyer, an interesting flyer, will make one want to, take a few moments and discover what is written on that flyer. What is this flyer all about? And that's why I say our flyers need to be good to some extent. Let me put it that way. Yeah, for now, yes, I don't expect us to put up a very professional flyer design because we are still learning. We are still in the process of learning. But it should be good enough and attractive enough, to want to make somebody pause for a moment and read what the information is. And then today also, I'm going to show us a little something that we have been missing on our flyer, which is also good, especially when people read the flyer or the poster and are ready to um, follow the link and do their registrations for the webinar. So we will do some flyer designs again today and look at some concepts of graphics, some rules in graphics that will help us come up with a beautiful flyer design. So I'm going to share my screen right away, and then we go into Canva and we'll try something. Okay. All right. So if you can see my Canva screen, you just help me confirm with a 1 on the chart so that I know you are seeing my Canva screen. Good. Thank you. So these are some flyers for webinars that I have just been playing around with. Usually before I want to inform you that when you are designing a poster flyer, it will be good for you to use the 16:9 ratio, okay, the thumbnail ratio. This goes with a lot of most social media channels will accept this ratio. But I have seen flyers in square forms, fine. I have seen flyers in, portrait form. I have seen them in landscape form. But you can really do whichever one you want. But I discovered that this one is more friendly. It works with most screens, works with most media. And by the time you are posting it around, you will not have one part, cut off or something. All your informations are there. Okay. So I was just playing around with this one, but I think I would like to start afresh. I want to design a flyer afresh today. So I'll just say add a page, and that page goes down and gives me a new one. Okay. All right. So I will want to use a member's webinar information, so to say, to design a new one for her. Okay. And in the process of doing that, we will learn 1 or 2 skills about designing a flyer for our webinar. Okay. So I'm going to go to upload because I think I have her picture somewhere in my system. And one of the things you want to do for your webinar is to have your picture there. Some people don't like putting their pictures. That's okay. But professionally, I think it's best that you have your picture there. Let people see you, because having your picture on your flyer, gives this creates this trust in people. They see you, and when they see you, they feel you have nothing to hide. Okay. So they'll want to engage you. But if your face is not there, they can think about scamming, they can think about any other thing. And normally one who wants to scam will not want to put his face out there. So let me go pick her picture. Okay, this is her picture, and I just picked it and brought it here. And the first thing I want to do is to remove the background in the picture, if there is. Okay, if there is a background in the picture, take it out. And you can see the background has been removed. So now you can see what is behind her. If I move her picture around my graphic, you see it's either she's behind the graphic or ahead of the graphic, because there is no background. Okay. So the first thing you want to do when you bring in your picture, remove the background, so that your graphics can stay well. I mean, the picture can stay well on the graphics, and the graphics can stay well with the picture. Everything will be harmonized. Now, rule number 2. I will not give you choice of colors to say your background must be yellow, or it must be orange, or it must be blue. Follow your heart. Do what you want. You can even decide to work with your favorite color, which could be anything. But whatever color you choose, please make sure the color of the text, that's the color you choose for the background. Ensure that the color you will choose for your text, okay, or other graphics will be, there will not be complementary colors. It will be contrasting colors, colors that do not agree with. No way your write-up will stand out. Now, if I am going to use, for example, this yellow background, and then I decide that let me copy this right up here. Okay, and just bring it somewhere here. I just want to show us an example. Okay, so let me say I decide to make this right up all let's see, which color are we going to pick? Let's say we decide to make it gray like this. What happens? Okay, let's even remove the effects. I think the effect is helping to make the text stand out a bit. So let me remove the effect completely. All right, now watch this. That's a gray color on a yellow background. It's not working. It's not readable. It's not legible. You might see it now because you are looking at your screen. But if you are to walk a bit far away from your screen, you likely won't even see if it will get to a point that you won't see the write-up at all. The only option for you to make people see the write-up is probably to make it big and maybe give it a shadow or something. But even at that, it won't be very legible. Now let's try another color again. This time around, let's see. Okay, let's go with this light orange and see. Okay, looks even worse. Okay, so we just found out that orange color and yellow are complementary. They are friends. So they don't stand apart from each other. They try to hide into each other and blend into each other. Gray will not work on yellow. So please, as you are designing your flyer, whatever color you want to choose for your background or for any portion of the flyer, make sure the text that will be there is a color that contrasts with the one you have placed in the background. Okay, now let's try another color and see. This time, let's say Let's go with this sky blue and see. Okay, there's a little bit of contrast, but not so much. Now, how about a deeper shade of blue? Maybe like this indigo, this marine blue. Aha. See, this one is actually standing out. Okay. This one is standing out. So yellow and deep blue, good choice. How about yellow and red? All right. Good choice to some extent. How about yellow and maybe green? Okay. Good choice, but not very, very good choice. But at least better than the gray and the brown. How about yellow and total black? Okay. See, this one is good. Very contrasting. Yellow and um this ox blood here, also good. Okay. All right. So whatever text you would use, make sure the colors are contrasting. Okay. So with this, I would like to continue with the design, knowing that now we have this information that the colors for the text and the colors for the graphics must contrast with each other. Let them not be the same thing. Secondly, your choice of fonts also matters. Please, as much as possible, yes, you can use stylish fonts, but try to keep your fonts legible enough. Remember, the idea behind your poster is to pass information. The first idea is not beauty. I know that's probably what we are thinking. No, it has to be beautiful, it has to be attractive. That's like an addition. The attraction is, the beauty is to attract people. But when people are attracted, the next thing is that you want to pass information. If they see your poster and they are attracted to your poster or your flyer and they come, but then they struggle to read the information, they don't understand what you are putting there. It's not legible. Your J looks like a K. At the end of the day, they won't follow the link. They won't even act because they don't understand the information and they'll walk away. So no matter what kind of font you want to use, please make sure it is a font that is legible. Don't always put yourself in the shoe of the client. Don't do what you want to do. Do what you think the client wants. Okay? That's the entrepreneur mindset. So I may like a particular font, maybe let's see, let's select this font and try to change it, just assuming, let's assume that I like this font very well. This one is curvy, is stylish. Look at it. Let's say that's my favorite font in the whole world. But just look at what is there now. Can you read it? No. But it's the same text here. Junk foods that kills you silently. Junk foods that kill you silently. But I bet you not everyone will be able to read this, except a few. Even the few that will read this, it might take them like maybe 10 minutes, trying to decipher, trying to understand what is reading there. And who has 10 minutes to be going through your poster like that? Most likely not. Okay, so please choose fonts that are legible. Choose fonts that are easy for people to read. If possible, fonts that people can read within 2-3 minutes. They are done reading your entire flyer and they have taken note of the information there. Okay, so this particular font that is here looks good enough for me. So I think I'll work with it. Okay, so I will change this into what I usually see her write. Educational, emotional. What does she? Yeah, emotional. Emotional education webinar. Okay. Okay. I can choose to leave this a bit slanty, or I can use this button here and strengthen it up either way. I can decide to leave it slanted, just stylish, okay? Just to make it stylish. And then bold it and perhaps increase the font size a little bit. Or let me put the education and the emotional on one line and then leave the webinar underneath. Okay. All right. That looks good. And if I even want it to stand out the more, I can decide to come to these effects and simply give it a shadow so that it stands out the more. Or let me change the shadow color because the shadow color is the same as the color of the text. So let me change the shadow color and make it entirely black. Okay. And what do we have there? Let's see. Good. I think it stands much better. All right. So usually, next thing will be um, the theme for that particular webinar. I know some people run their webinars weekly, some run it some monthly. So the title for that particular webinar is what information that I'm going to have here next. And I can choose to have a different style text for that. Maybe, let me see. Something sweet, but still legible. I can pick this. Under text, you have templates. If you don't know what style of font to use, what style of text to use, you have the template, the text or font template that you can choose from as many font styles as possible. Okay, as many font styles as possible. But mind you, you won't see this option if you are on the free version of Canva. You will see the play font styles, not be able to select them and use. If you are on the free version of Canva, they won't release it to you. So I've picked this style and I'll type what I want now. And focus, I'll say focus. Why good boys still struggle, or let me say, um, how to, okay, let me make the focus, how to help boys deal with bullying, something like that. How to help boys deal with bullying. Okay, so now I have my theme for the week. I'll just make it a bit smaller to fit into this space here. Remember the rule again. Background colors must contrast with text colors. Okay. So here my background is yellow, my text is blue, sky blue, but this sky blue doesn't seem contrasty enough with the background. So I have every liberty to change the color of the text. And let me try red and see. Okay, red is good, but I feel it's hot. Already there is yellow in the background, so that area looks very hot. So let me look for a color that is cool to just soften the intensity of the design there. And maybe I want to take this blue that has a gradient that flows from black to blue. And let me see how it will look like. Okay, so I'll deselect the text so that I can get a view. Good. Focus. How to help boys deal with bullying. I think this stands out enough. So this educational webinar, let me reduce it a bit and then increase the focus for the week a little bit more. All right. So this week, for example, the focus is how to deal with, okay, I want to remove this here. I don't need this for now. I don't need this also. All right. Good. So with that out of the way, our flyer is gradually taking shape. And sometimes you can choose to have background like this, or you can decide to have a gradient background if Canva allows it. Maybe something like this. I don't know. Just for example. Okay. Or if I do this, see how the color of the text is hiding, merging into the background, as well as this emotional webinar. That means I have to redo the color of the text because this is not legible at all. Okay. Okay. So next thing is the date for the webinar. And for the date, I can go again and select another font style, or I can simply make it plain. If I want to make it plain, all I have to do is just get this, add a text box, and it comes here. And I just put the date. See it here, this small one that is saying put your paragraph there. And I just say February. No, if it's too small, I just select it. All I have to do is to increase the size by hitting the plus button here. So I say February, what day should I give it? Okay, let's say February 13. February 13, 2026. Okay, and that's my date. And I'm going to leave in black color because black is good on yellow background. I'm to remove this. And then I can even add the time. And let's say 5 to 5:30 p.m. Okay. All right. So there we go. I'd like to put this somewhere here. And one thing about the choice of the background color, black and white, is that it works with black. Okay, it works. Just look at the date. It's working on the yellow background as well as on the white background. And then this thing that is there as a template, I can choose to leave it and just say register now. Okay. And reduce the text size a bit so that it fits into the red button. And then okay. I'm trying to move it up. Good. Maybe I should just group it. And then pick it somewhere here. And I'll drop it there. So this white space here, no, I'm going to drop my zoom registration details there. Okay. All right. Then I'll show us that trick that I said we have been overlooking, which will help with our publicity. And this picture here looks very cropped, on the white background. So let me see if I can send it behind by right clicking to the layer up here. Yeah, good. Okay, it worked. Didn't. So again, I'll say send backward. Aha. So now it is behind the white portion, and that is how I want it. Okay, so that it looks like behind the white option. Okay, you are not seeing the picture so cropped like that. Okay, so I'll copy this particular text and then I'll use it for the Zoom login details. Now I want to change the justification to something like this. Good. I think I prefer it that it starts from the left-hand side. Okay. Same thing with these two. I'll change the justification to the right, and then I will enter the registration details. Okay. And I'll say register. So, okay. And I'll just type it out. Okay. That those codes that helps us to join a Zoom meeting. Okay. So I'm gonna type it, which I'm doing now. And please always try to keep to one login detail for your webinar. The moment you schedule your webinar, as long as you know it is a recurring thing, stick to that particular room, okay? So that every meeting it is that same link. What happens is that when people begin to join your meeting, it will get to a point that your browser will keep in its memory that particular link. So once they start typing in the link, it will take them straight to the link and then they can join. It's not a good practice to create a new meeting for every webinar. Even you yourself, you become confused at the end of the day. Which room should I go in and which one is for today, which one? So since it's a recurring thing, the moment you create one, just go to that option in Zoom and make it a weekly thing or a monthly thing so that you keep the same Zoom meeting link. And even in the business, in the inner circle, that's what we do, right? Just leave that link there. Sometimes we even pin it in the WhatsApp chat up there. So at any point in time when you come, you don't have to start asking what is the link for today's meeting. It is there, it's the same link, and people can easily follow. So they don't get lost along the way. Okay. All right. So I will just type these things in there. And in your link, please always leave this PWD there. Okay, the one I just typed now. That's the password. When you leave this PW there, it's telling the people that they don't need, anyone who follows this link with the PW there will not need to enter he or she will not need to enter a password to join the meeting. Okay, this PW there is telling the link that it should allow this person to just enter the meeting without inserting a password. So most of this time, the meeting ID that we put there and the meeting code that we put there, as long as the link has this PWD, the person does not even really need that, okay? You just see the person in the waiting room, and then all you have to do is admit the person inside. Okay. Okay. So with this in place, I am good. Okay. Um, all right. So this is the link. So you're telling people to follow this link and register. Okay. Let me just reduce it a bit so that it fits into the space. Okay. Now, another thing I observe with our designs, our poster designs, is that we have lots and lots and lots of spaces. Okay. As much as you have space, utilize the space. Please don't leave spaces everywhere. Take advantage of this space to make your text bigger. Okay, the bigger your text, the easier people see and read it. For example, this text used to be this large, but there is so much space between the text and her. So what do I do with the space? Nothing. I mean, if I don't do anything with it, it's not serving any purpose for me. I can even decide to create more space by shifting her picture a little further to the right. See, now I have more space. So this space now, I can decide to increase the focus for the week a little more. Okay. And maybe move it more to the center. And I can decide to turn this straight a bit so that I can increase it too. See? You see what the space is allowing me to do now to make my text bigger? Meaning even this, the day and the time of the meeting, I can increase it as well. Because remember, the idea is that people see information. Okay? You want them to see information. If they don't see information, they are not able to read the information, they haven't achieved what you want to achieve. It's a very simple poster and the information there is legible. So the next thing is, well, the poster is good to go as it is now, except for her name. So I will go look for a style from the font template to include her name. Let me see. Which style template would I like that is also legible? Never forget the rule. Whatever font style you choose, the style must be legible. Okay. Okay, I think I would like this. Let me see. Let me just give it a try. Whatever font style you choose, it must be legible. And I can say, okay, um, this is her name. Okay. So this name looks a little small. Let me increase it a bit. Good. And let me reduce this one some more. Okay. All right. And I can bring this down. Okay. Just push it. Okay. A little to the right. No. I want to move everything together. Right. Okay. All right. So you see, this is stylish enough. Anyone can read the first name, and anyone can also read the last name. The surname is clear enough. The last name is clear enough. I can even decide to say, no, I don't like this particular one here. So I delete it. This one is blue, I mean black, standing on the white, on a green background rather, and it's looking very sweet. I can simply say, I want this one as the whole name tag. Okay. Okay. And then I'll just justify it to the middle. And there you go. Okay. And I'll just increase the size a bit. And there you go. Okay. So the last thing we will do today is to get a QR code for this our login detail. Why? Now, this is a link. Okay. A link is a live text. When you click a link, it takes you to a website, takes you to a product, it takes you somewhere. It's an address to take you somewhere. Now, links work best on um, on formats like PDF, okay? Because PDF is like paper. So when you drop a link on PDF, the moment you take your cursor there, you'll see the link become live. And if you click it, it will take you to where it is supposed to take you. But they don't work on pictures like JPEGs and PNGs. So for someone to follow, to come to your meeting, the person has to take time to type this long link here. As in, the person must open his browser and start typing HTTPS, semicolon, /US05 and all of that to come to your meeting, especially if the person is joining your meeting for the first time. Since the flyer is not in PDF form, except if you want to create the flyer in PDF form. But then if you create it in PDF form, you'll not be able to put it on your status, on your WhatsApp status and other social media handles. Usually for publicity, JPEGs, PNGs, pictures are the best bet. So one thing I have discovered that works for me, which I think will also work for you, is to always find a way to create a QR scan code for your link, and then you put it aside. Now, why the two? Good question. Some people are okay sitting down and typing the long link. Fine, no problem. All you want is that they come. Some people prefer to scan the code. It is faster. However, some people's devices do not are a bit outdated. They don't have that functionality to scan a QR code, especially if the Android is not. I think anything from Android 9 going down, I don't think they have. I'm not sure, but I don't think they have the software to scan QR codes. So for that reason, some people will still have to take the time to type in this. They may not want to do it, but they don't have an option. So what I suggest is usually put the two together. Have your link there, then have your QR code there. So how do we get a QR code, a scan code for this? We're going to copy this. We're going to copy this. Okay. Then I'll come to my browser. I'll come to my browser. Okay. I'm waiting for it to download. Good. Then I will type in, I will say free QR code generators. Okay. Okay, the browser is still refreshing. Okay, or since it's going to waste our time, since this is practice, let's go back to Canva and simply pick any QR code in Canva and just assume that the QR code is generated for this particular Zoom meeting. Okay, because H is not responding, but that is how you get a code for your Zoom meeting link. Go to your browser, type free QR scan code generators, and Google will bring up as many sites as possible. And the sites will usually ask you, enter your URL. That's the link that you want to generate a code for. Okay, whether it's a website or a Zoom meeting link or some other form of links, it will just ask you to enter the link. And then once you do, you click generate the QR scan code. It takes some time, 30 seconds, 1 minute, a minute and a half, depending on your network and how fast your device is. And then it will create the QR scan code for you. Then you carry the QR scan code, bring it back into Canva and just drop it there. Okay. Now, this is not okay. My not responding at the moment. Okay. Oh dear. Okay, I think network is not so good. Okay, so all the same, let's continue. So that is what you will do. That your Zoom meeting link, copy it, open a fresh browser. In the fresh browser, search for free QR scan code generators. Normally, ideally, Google should be able to fetch you as many sites that allow you to generate QR scan codes for your list. And then as soon as it does that, you go to the one you want to go to, drop your link there and ask it to generate a QR code scan code for you. Then upload the QR scan to Canva, and beside anywhere, a good space beside your flyer design, drop it there. So with that in place, your flyer is good to go. You have your link, your meeting link there, you have it in the form of a QR scan code. So people who have modern devices scan the QR code. They don't need to waste time typing your link. They just go and scan it, and it takes them straight to the meeting. Those who do not have devices to scan will have no option but, to type the link and then follow it. So with that, your flyer is good to go. So I'm gonna share. All right. So that is how you get a flyer done for your webinar. Please don't overthink that the flyer has to be so intricately designed. You saw the flyer we just designed now. Very simple colors, simple two background colors, yellow and white. Simple text colors, just black and blue. Okay, and nothing more than the picture and the information. But it is catchy enough. It is attractive enough. Yellow is a very catchy color. Red is a catchy color. Okay, blue is also an interesting color. And these things each other. So it attracts people and it also allows people to read the information. Okay. All right. So thank you for coming and making it to today's hangout. I believe now you can work on your flyer and get it done and improve on your existing designs, create new ones, I will advise that after some time, please change your design. Okay. That's the last advice counsel I want to give. After some time, change your design. Don't keep the same design all through the year. The thing is that sometimes people will mistake a meeting thinking that they have attended it before because the design is the same. So when they see, they'll say, is that meeting I have attended it? So time to time, maybe after like 2 or 3 or 4 meetings, after like 3 meetings, after like 4 meetings, change your flyer design so that when people see the flyer, they will not mistake it with a flyer for a meeting that has passed before. And also the same thing boss people. So variety, they say, okay, thank you. So I hope to see you again some next week by God's grace. Do take care.